Hello, physical scientists. Ms. Getz here, and I'm just going to do a brief video showing you sort of how to set up 3.1, our Sound Lab simulation. So first you're going to click on the link here, and it will open up this web page on your iPad. If you want to do split screen, you can. It also probably would work okay to click back and forth from your web browser like Chrome or Safari and your worksheet and Notability. So we follow this link, and then step one, these are kind of hard to see, says touch sound to go into the Sound Lab. So that's step one right here. You see there's this number. So I'm going to click sound, and it takes me into this Sound Lab, which looks just like this. Then it says touch play tone. So let's see. Do we see that? Do we see that? Oh, you know, if you'd paid attention to Scats, you would have noticed that it says touch play tone and the number 2. And then there's a 2 right there. There's where it is. So touch play tone. So you find that. Play tone. Then it says touch the green button to turn on the speaker. So that's 3. That's right here. Speaker is on. Oh, do you hear that? It's playing a tone. You want to make sure that you can hear the sound and actually see, quote unquote, see the sound waves. So I can see the sound waves here. If you can't, you might need to check your volume, or you might even need to update your iPad if your iPad is like really out of date. So here we are. First, it's going to ask you to spend a few minutes playing with the frequency slider, and that's right here. Also highlighted here. So anything I ask you to play with here on this worksheet, I'm going to highlight where that is, where you click. So you'll play around with this, and you'll grab some screenshots of different frequencies and describe some stuff about it. And also if you're taking a screenshot, you're welcome to use the pause button. It pauses it, so it's a little easier. For the screenshots, it probably doesn't matter too much, but you might find that helpful later on. Then you're going to spend a few minutes playing with the amplitude slider. Again, you can see that in this pink box here. So that's right here. Some screenshots. Notice that we're taking a big amplitude, a small amplitude, and a 0 amplitude. So big. I'm going to make this stop playing notes because, okay. It's a little annoying. So if you ever get tired of the sound, you can turn off play tone and then turn it back on to hear it again. So when it's saying playing with the amplitude, max is up here, small amplitude is probably around here, and then 0 is at 0. So that's playing around with the amplitude slider, and you'll answer some questions about what the amplitude is telling you, what the amplitude of the sound wave is telling you about what you hear for that sound. And you'll do a little summarizing. For this summary, you're really trying to explain what does the frequency and amplitude of a sound wave tell you about that sound wave, about that sound that you hear. So if I tell you it has a big frequency and a small amplitude, what does that mean about the sound that you're going to hear? So I have some words here that you should try to include, like sound, high pitch, that says low pitch, high pitch, volume, quiet, loud, frequency, and amplitude. So those are the words you're going to want to include in your paragraph, but you're really trying to summarize what you've noticed about frequency and amplitude of a wave. Then this last part is where you're going to investigate really what are sound waves. And in this last part, we're going to switch back and forth between particle, wave, and try to get a sense for what is happening. You can also use both to do this. And then you're going to answer, after taking 2 screenshots, a couple of questions about what you see happening here. And so when you're playing with this part, I think this is probably the most challenging section. You can use the pause button so that everything stops moving. Can't hear it anymore. Actually, can you? Let's find out. No, because we've paused it, but when we hit play, now we can hear it. So you can pause it. That's really helpful. You can also turn on slow motion. So I can still hear it with slow motion. Slow motion just makes everything happen a little slower in this box, so that it's a little easier to keep track of things like the red dots, which I am going to have you look at one red dot in particular. So normal moves pretty fast, slow motion pretty useful. So you'll finish up your questions, trying to sort of understand what these little particles are and describe what's happening with them. and then go ahead and upload 3.1 Sound Lab simulation right back into Notability. Good luck, and let your teacher know if you have any questions. Bye.